Alright guys, welcome back to another Infinity Game Table video, and today the game we're taking a look at is Hues and Clues. So Hues and Clues, a guessing game of colors and cues, is a game from TheOP, their first game from their partnership that they recently announced on the Infinity Game Table. And as you can see here on the main menu, you can choose up to 10 players to play this game, so it is a party game. And you can even choose how many points you actually want to play up to. And you can see here how the game is laid out. You can see the cue giver. Basically what the story is on this game is that you pick a color as the cue giver and you decide which one you want to do. Let's say we do N2 here, and N2 falls into a shade of this kind of green here. And you have to give everyone at the table a one word clue, and then they have to guess on where they want to put their pawn. And the closer they get to the actual guess when they go around the table here, the more amount of points they actually get per round. And you go around the table placing your pawns out, trying to guess the color that the person was trying to give you there as a clue giver. Then once everyone does it, you go around and counterclockwise again. He gives another clue, and you're trying to again guess the color as close as possible. Everyone gets their points tallied up. You get points depending on how close you are to the actual guess. The cue giver gives a guess and gets their points, and then you do it again, and the next person goes ahead and gives a clue. So like I said, it is a party game made for the Infinity Game Table for up to 10 players. So let me go show you guys a walkthrough on how this game actually plays and what I think about it.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a brekkie is the gaming tech. Gaming tech is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
Alright guys, here we are with another Infinity Game Table video. And we're looking today at Hues and Cues, a guessing game about colors and cues. This is the first game from their new partnership from TheOP Games, as you guys are seeing here. So as soon as I saw that this game came out, I was really excited to dive in because I wanted to see exactly what this game is like. This game is $9.99 on the store right now, and it is a party game, something that I always talk about being a great thing for this table. And this is a party game that features the most amount of players that you can play on the Infinity Game Table to date. As you guys can see right in the beginning here, it's asking how many players we want to play with, and we can play with up to 10 players on here, which is awesome news. I love party games, and I love playing games like this on a large touchscreen like this. So I was excited to dive in. So before we dive into this, let me just show you guys here that, of course, the game does have a how to play section here, but I'll show you guys how the game actually works. But just know it tells you here how to play the game. And it is right in the beginning here. It's asking how many players we want to play with, just for the nature of this video, so you guys can get an idea of how the game works. I'm going to go ahead and hit 10 players, even though we're just playing with one. And then it also allows you to choose how many points you want to play up to. So we're going to go ahead and just select 20 for the time being. And here is what the board actually looks like here. And these are all the players that are sitting around the table here, depending on what color they are. And this, of course, being the first cue giver, as you guys can see here. So let me give you guys a little bit of background on how this game actually works. Essentially, what you're trying to do is that you can see that there's all of these shades of colors on the board here. And the cue giver is going to get a color to start with. So let's go ahead and do that now. So he's going to hide this from all the players so no one else sees it. He's going to click on one of these here, and he's going to decide which one of these colors he wants it to be. So obviously you're supposed to be covering this, but I'm just showing you guys what you're actually looking at here. You can see N15. So if I were to do N15, that would be the color that you're doing. So let's say we do N15, right? We'll keep it simple. And that's the one that we chose. That would be hidden from everybody. Nobody would know that he grabbed that. So essentially, he now gives a one-word clue to everyone at the table. Now, these clues can't be anything like colors. You can't use red, orange, pink, black, all those colors. You can't use that in a word, of course. You can't use any letters or anything like that as explained in the rules. But essentially, you're trying to get people to get that color that you're actually describing. So let's say, for example, that we know that our color is in the green area. But let's say, as an example, mine was in the brown area. Just to give you guys another example. Let's say it was one of these up here. And let's say you were to say coffee. So it could be a really dark shade of brown over there. Or you can say, you know, maybe it has milk in it. You know, so you may have to alter how you actually say these words. Or if not, everyone might click on that one. But if you say that it's like a latte or something, it may be a different shade of brown. Something like that. So for this one, we're going to keep it simple. Because I'm terrible at games like this off the spot right here in the video. But let's say we just say grass. And we know the grass is in this area here. The next person here, as I give that one-word clue, as you can see here, is now ready to go. And they're going to place their piece as close as possible to the guess that they think matches the word that I'm giving them. So if they tap here, that's where their piece is going to go. It asks if they want to hit done. They go ahead and hit done. The next player does the same thing. Only one pawn can go on each of the slides, so you only have one area to actually put them in. And you basically go in clock order as far as placing these pieces. So we're going to go ahead and just place them all over the place here. We'll go around. We'll place one here. Do this for everyone around the board. We'll place an orange one there. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have done 10 players because I got to click all these. But it shows you guys how it would work with 10 players, so it's fine. And now it goes back to the cue giver after everyone places their pieces of what color they think they guess. Now, it's up to the cue giver now. If they think that enough people, because he's obviously trying to get points too, he gets 1 point for every person that guesses in the vicinity of the square that you guys will see in the scoring phase. So it's his choice now if he actually wants to give another clue to everybody, and everybody else gets to, again, place a second one of these out on the table. Again, not on one of the pieces that are already laid out on the spot. But it's up to him if he wants to strategically not do that because maybe everyone already got the spots and he already knows that everyone did a really good job of picking. Or maybe everyone did a terrible job and that he wanted the green over here and everyone placed it over here. So he wants to give a second clue that maybe makes everyone else, as he hears them talking, get a better guess. So for example, right now we're just going to hit yes. But you can hit no and it will skip that round and go straight to scoring. But we're going to go ahead and now it goes in counterclockwise order. So now that person gets to go first and he's going to place his piece right there. And we'll do the exact same thing. Everyone places their pieces down on the board. And you can see now it goes back to the actual guesser. And now you can see after everyone is placed, it does the scoring for you, of course. And now you know how the scoring works. So let me explain how the scoring works. This one right here in the center was the actual one that I actually was trying to give the clue for. That's the white one right on top. So if you guess the exact color as one of the guessers out there, you immediately get 3 points of that pawn right there. If you don't guess it immediately and you're in the center circle here on the first square, that is worth 2 points. And if you're on the outer skirts, it is worth 1 point. Everybody else on the outskirts of all of the squares obviously get nothing. So you can see, for example, white got 3 because he's got 2 for being in the center square there, and then another one for being on the outskirts there. Pink has the exact same thing going on, with one being in there for 2 and one being outside for 3. Yellow had both of them outside, got 0. Blue had 1 for being on the outskirts there. This person got 4 because he got 1 directly in the center. He got the exact guess plus the 1 on the outskirts there, so that's 4. This person got 2, as you can see there. Black got 0 because he had black outside. Again, red got 3. And then we're back to myself, and I got 6. And the way that the cue giver gets his points, of course, is that he gets 1 point for everybody who's actually in there. So he got 1 point for everybody who was actually in this area right here. So not in the out big square. He doesn't get any points for that. He only gets points from the people in the immediate square or the one in the middle. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's where his 6 points come from. So he has a possibility of essentially getting 9 points total in his round. And then, of course, you go ahead and hit next. You go ahead and start a new round there. You can see it flashing right there. And then the next person goes ahead and gives a cue, and gives another clue. And then you do the exact same thing all over again and try to get people to get it. So you can see everyone's points that are tallied up. As we saw before, we chose to start with for 20 points, so you can see how long the games would take and how that would work. And you go around and around until you obviously hit the most amount of points. And then that is obviously the person who wins the game. So I think this is a fantastic game for the Infinity Game Table. These are the kinds of games that I want to see. I want to see board games that are obviously board games already, not things that are made up, but real board games that we all know and love. And this game by TheOP is a really popular game that a lot of people have liked for a really long time. It's a great party game. So we got that idea already down. And then it's done really well for a game of this size. So they didn't just do like, oh, let's just do 4 players, 1 person across. That wouldn't obviously be any fun. No, they did 10 players. You spread around the table. And then everyone gets to play on here. And it's a 10-player party game. The first of its kind on this table because I think there's only one other game that has 8 players that you can play on. So I love party games like this. I love the fact that it takes advantage of the Infinity Game Table by having everyone kind of do this. And it obviously does the scoring for you, so you don't have to worry about the rules too much. Just understanding them because you don't have to worry about keeping track of score. Has all the color layouts here really easily, so you can go ahead and pick the color that you need to and place your pawns on top of there. So it works extremely well. And I think this is, again, I think this is one of the ones that are going to be in my top 10 video that I plan on doing for the Infinity Game Table. This one's definitely climbing the ranks because, like I said, it's exactly what I want from the Infinity Game Table. I want real board games that we all know and love that are, for families, for parties, and all that kind of stuff. And they are finally giving one of that to us that we've been waiting for a while with TheOP here. And hopefully, I can't wait to see what other games they bring from TheOP because obviously this is just the first of many games that they plan on bringing over from the op, and they have some other great games. So I can't wait to see what comes next from both that partnership and for the Infinity Game Table. But they did a great job with this first one here coming from the op. This one's really, really good. Hues and Cues, guys. Definitely check this one out on the store right now. And again, it is $9.99 and well worth it, in my opinion, if you guys are fans of party games and just having a lot of fun in your Infinity Game Table. So check this one out, guys. If you guys have any questions about what you guys have seen, as always, leave it down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Until next time.